So, welcome back on my channel, and tonight I decided to make short, very pleasant video, but I think very important, and many people will jump on the board with me about it, which is games. So, we're gonna make a video about games today. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. Let's go to Lawnmower, for example, one of my favorite. Play is start. And with arrows I'm controlling my lawnmower, yes? And I'm cutting this huge grass. And I had to refuel it so I can go even further. But jokes aside. So this button to going back from games is actually addition in version 1.7, because in 1.6 it wasn't available. I had to restart my unit. That's a small thing that I want to put there just for start. And another thing that I think I forgot to mention is metronome on record. So in I think on configuration we have, yes, here metronome, and we have pre-roll and we have metronome on record. So we can be in right time while recording, for example. That's a great addition that I think I forgot to mention. But tonight's video will be about MIDI. So, sorry, I will make a short 2 tracks, maybe 3 tracks, revolving about MIDI integration with Zenbeats. So I will use some of my VSTs and make a sequence here on Polyend Tracker, which will be corresponding with Zenbeats and all of those great sounding VSTs. And I will introduce some chord progressions and arpeggios, because it's all related. And for this video I will skip, for example, let me set just a track to MIDI. Let's go MIDI 1, because why not? Note and switch camera. So we are in Zenbeats now, yes? Track 1, and I want to use maybe what I want to use, Juno 60. That's my Juno 60 sound. So you can see it clearly how it corresponds on keyboard. I won't play with scales, with anything else at this moment. I'm using just chromatic C. It will sort it out eventually. Maybe different preset. Let's go with nothing bass. Saturate pads, maybe some around. Leads are great. And I want, obviously, I prefer Juno Chorus 1 and 2 combined. And if I had to choose between 1 and 2, I would probably choose, depends of the application basically, so I will stick with 1. And so that's my channel 1 for track. Here I want to set it to advanced MIDI channel 1, so if I make another track on the MIDI channel 2, they won't bite each other, they won't play at the same time. I will just, one track will be dedicated to one instrument, another to another instrument, etc. So let's drop some notes. Step maybe by 8. Let's go step 8. We are that's more like it. So but D will be like more maybe D4 or F4. Yes, F4 will sound better. I will stick to do to major scale, basically on a C. But yeah, that's a key, C4. So let's go to MIDI chord. And on MIDI chord, I will set some chords. You have entire instruction how chords correspond to notes. We have like C4, 0, 47. It's basically major chord. And you have in semitones, 4th and 7th. That will play major chord, C4, obviously a bass note, E4, which is bass plus 4. That's a C plus 4, and C4 bass note, that's a E, and G bass 7, yes. So that's a 0, and you can watch on the screen on this keyboard how it corresponds. So that's a 2-7, so that's a semitone and 7, 2 semitones and 7, and that's my major, yes, 47, yes. That's minor and major. But I don't want it on this note. Let's go to another E4, and I will set it to major. This one I will maybe leave it as a chord. So that will be, I go a little bit higher, like this one. And 5C and others are more like, what is it called? I forgot. Inversions. So let's go to 3-7 now. That will be minor, and yeah, that's it. And I did it this way because I want to use some arpeggios for 9, and this another one, last one. So just to use arpeggios, I have to go to effects, and arpeggios only work with chords. So, and chords only work with MIDI, so that's the thing. But for example, I want to set, I have an arpeggios, an entire legend explaining arpeggios. So rising is this one, falling is other way, and we have also random. So I will set it to, that's my major chord, and we will go slowly. I will keep this one as it is, but I have to set it A to 0, so this one won't arpeggiate. It will stay as a chord. And this one, let's go down. It's my minor chord, so I will set it like this, for example. And here I have to set it to A0 as well. That's just Polyend Tracker way of doing things. A little bit quiet. But we have basically Juno 60 playing on the background. Another thing, let's go to track 2, instrument MIDI channel 2, and I want to play some bass. So on this one I will set it just to, it will stick with me while I'm playing, and I will pick another instrument, and that will be maybe electro bass. Let's drop some bass. And maybe this one. That's a MIDI track 2. Let's set it to advanced MIDI channel 2. This one will be 2. And I don't want step 0. I will drop it manually, like here. Why not? Let's stick to chromatic. That's why I set it to F. I know what I'm doing. And And let's copy this one, this part. It will be simple, yes. I will drop some arpeggios as well. So that's from 3. Let's set it from 1, will be easier. And will be copy, and we will drop it from 17. And we have 2 tracks now set, and I want to go with this one, for example, and I will arpeggiate this part just so it won't be that boring, and so dull, but I will have to set chord for it as well. So let's set the chord. Where's my keyboard? Even if it's bass, it will give me chords. I know it's not how it's supposed to be, but that's the way of doing it here. Let's arpeggiate this one. So in the next video, I will probably jump into Polyend Tracker MIDI, sorry, and make some videos with my modular gear, because I want to present some other MIDI options, functions like MIDI CCA, A, B, C, D, E, F, and F, and they can correspond to any of those settings here. So we have CCA, that's a bank, and I can set it to any parameter that will be corresponding to synthesizer basically. And I can send like cutoff, resonance, feedback, and program it on this sequencer. Why not drop some kicks for it as well? So maybe here I will set a drum track and find some preset. Why not? How to launch it? Forgot. How to launch instrument? I forgot. They are all in line. What's going on with it? I forgot, because I'm not using it too often. So drum track, yes, and I will use pattern 707, maybe 727, but don't fit tempo at all. Tempo 120. So that's a MIDI through USB on Polyend Tracker with DAW. That will be it for today's video. Very short, I think very pleasant, little bit like different, yes? So next video will be probably more complicated, and because why not? And I will try to mix it a little bit, some lighter, shorter videos with longer videos, depends of what I try to present. And now I will probably end it, edit it, and jump on my bass, because I want to practice a little bit more on just regular bass. And see you next time. Thanks.